Hello everyone. Today we'll learn about specimen collection and handling. In this video, we include what is specimen, why do we collect specimen, types of specimen. Moving forward, specimen may be defined as a small quantity of a substance which shows the kind and quality of the whole. Now, why do we collect specimen? We collect specimen to make the diagnosis and to help in treatment, to note the progress and races of the disease, to assess the general health, to investigate the nature of a disease. Before collecting a sample, one must be sure that he or she is safe. Every medical practitioner should follow some rules. These rules followed are termed as universal precaution. These include use barrier protection to cover up wounds, cuts before proceeding, wear gloves, wear face masks and gowns, use caution while handling sharp objects, discard contaminated materials, clean work area, wash hands thoroughly. After we are safe, we should label the appropriate container with patient name, age, gender, hospital unique number, date and time of collection. This is filled with reference to requisition form. Now, types of specimen. We can collect different types of specimen from a patient. It may be whole blood, serum, plasma, urine, stool, CSF, body fluids. Basic for sample collection technique. First, we will learn about blood sample. Blood sample can be collected in three ways: venous collection, arterial collection, and capillary collection. Venous collection. It is the most frequent way in lab to collect blood. Mostly done in antecubital area. Three veins in this area are the first choice. For infants, heel and great toe is chosen. Step to collect blood. Extend the arm and apply the tourniquet few cm above the elbow. Sterilize the skin above with 70% alcohol in circular motion. The circular motion should be from inward to outward direction. The needle is then inserted in 15 to 30-degree angle and the desired amount of blood is drawn. Then release the tourniquet and withdraw the needle. Slowly transfer blood to appropriate container. Antecubital fossa. Now arterial collection. This is done only by a highly trained technician or nurses or by physician. Usually done for blood gas analysis. Femoral and radial artery is chosen. Needle is inserted at 90-degree angle. Capillary collection. Done for collecting small amount of blood. Usually used for estimation of blood glucose to glucometer, HB estimation as well as blood grouping. Now urine collection. There are many ways to collect urine sample, but midstream sample is preferred. Before collecting the sample, genitalia area should be cleaned with soap and water. The first portion is avoided and the mid portion of the urine is collected without interrupting. Clean, dry, wide mouth container with a tight screw cap is used. If delayed for processing, urine should be refrigerated at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. For 24-hour urine specimen, preservative like toluene, formalin, chloroform are used. Stool collection. Samples should be collected in a sterile wide mouth container. Fresh samples should be examined. Now sputum collection. We collect sputum to detect abnormalities to diagnose the disease. Procedure to collect sputum. Early morning sample is preferred. Sterile white mouth container is used. The patient is asked to take a deep breath and cough deeply and cough into the container directly. Collect at least 10 ml of sputum. Saliva is not accepted for sputum examination. CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. It must be collected by a highly experienced medical person under a strict aseptic condition, usually collected between 4th and 5th lumbar vertebrae. Collected 1 ml in 3 tubes. Examine it immediately and do not refrigerate. Lumbar puncture. Other body fluids. Other body fluids include pericardial fluid, peritoneal fluid, pleural fluid, and synovial fluid. It is collected by percutaneous puncture under aseptic condition. Should be examined as soon as possible. Collect in 3 sterile containers. The containers are fluoride oxalate tube, EDTA tube, and plain tube. Now we know that samples can be collected from different parts of hospital, but when it is brought to lab, we must check while receiving it. There are certain criteria for rejection of sample. These include unlabeled samples are rejected, insufficient samples are rejected, all the samples collected in the wrong tubes are rejected, samples untimely brought to lab are rejected. Thank you. Please like, subscribe and share the channel.